My opponent says that animal testing has led to many life-saving cures, but we disagree because animal testing is inaccurate. Animals are so much different than humans. If we use actual human cells, we can guarantee that the results will be accurate 100% of the time. But if we keep using animal testing, the results will not be reliable 100% of the time. For example, in the 1950s, a new sleeping pill came out. It was only tested on animals before it was released. All of the animal testing went fine. When it was released to the public, it caused 10,000 infants to be born with severe deformities. If we used human cells, those 10,000 babies would not have been deformed. Therefore, it may have contributed to life-saving cures, but it also has contributed to deadly inaccurate results.
My opponent said that there could be alternative options, but we believe testing on animals is safer and less expensive, and the outcome has more accurate results. Since we test on chimpanzees and mice, chimpanzees are 99% compatible, which means whatever happens to them could most likely happen to humans. And also mice are 98% compatible, so testing on them would show us the most accurate results.
To restate our opening statement, testing cosmetics and pharmaceuticals on animals prior to human consumption should not be a legal way to determine effects and results. First, the inhumanity towards the animal is unfair and incredibly cruel. These actions are causing pain that could easily be prevented. Scientists are choosing not to do tests on alternative things that would save them the harm they are single-handedly responsible for, such as doing tests on cells like Ethan stated before. By doing this, they would be saving the lives of those animals. Many of the scientists who are not testing on the 50 alternative ways to get the same results are destroying the living, harmless animal they choose to torture when not picking to choose any other test. They are not only murdering those scared animals that could still be living, but scientists are doing this to pets daily while they still are alive. Secondly, there are other safer ways to test the cosmetics. Use living human cells, and you could be saving all pain from these animals. Plus, they are 95% more accurate because they can predict accurately how the drugs respond to the human body, unlike the animal results. But when scientists choose to do tests on living animals, they are just enforcing it and doing nothing to prevent the pain they are single-handedly responsible for. According to Michael O. Levitt, currently 9 out of 10 experimental drugs fail in clinical studies because we cannot accurately predict how the drugs will behave in humans based on laboratory and animal results. Michael is the former U.S. Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. By continuing to do these horrid tests on these living animals, scientists will just be giving us more false results. This is legal animal abuse, and it is not only sickening, but it is killing 100 million pets every single year. They are poisoning, starving, forced smoking, blinding, electrocuting, mutating animals, such as cutting off their face until no longer recognizable, or smashing a bone until it's deformed, dissecting them alive without any anesthesia or painkillers. How would you feel if your pet was taken from you, brought into a laboratory, burned, tortured, and drowned? Your animal is defenseless, and the worst part is, this is reality, and this is what's happening to those poor, helpless animals. There's no law to stop it because all these things happen to your pet are illegal and being forced on these animals. Not responding is a response.
Our arguments prove that animal experimentation should be a legal way to determine the effectiveness of medical treatments, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals. It's essential for our safety as humans to test cosmetics and pharmaceuticals on animals. Not only that, but animal experimentation has led to finding cures for hundreds of diseases and sicknesses. Also, fewer animals are used in research compared to consumption. Now that you've been given this information, you know that if we took away animal experimentation, people that were ill would not be cured and loved ones would be lost.